Good morning, it's Christy with coastalknitsandpearls.com, and I am here with my knitting, reading, and products I love weekly update. This is for last week, so the week ending July the 12th. So I will say this, some weeks, are all about getting projects done, crossing that off my list, casting on a new project. Last week was not one of those weeks. So I did not finish any projects. I did spend a lot of my time just making some progress on, several different pieces, which I will share with you. And, just reminding myself and reminding you that, each row adds up and eventually you've got a finished project. So, no pressure knitting over here. All right, so let's talk about what I have on my needles since I didn't get anything off my needles. I started Kate's hurricane blanket, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe almost 2 years ago. I started it in October thinking I would have it done for Christmas that year, and of course that definitely did not happen. It's a joy to work on. I just get into moods where I want to work on it and where I don't. So I pick it up when I want to work on it, and I just leave it when I don't. But I've been trying to mindfully pick it up, at least, for a row or two each day. I am on the third cake of the 3 that I bought. So I will probably have Kate decide how long she wants it, or I will just knit likely until the end of the cake. She's a long kid, so she's taller than me now. But yeah, really fun to work on. I get asked a lot, what's the pattern? There is no pattern. I am just knitting. So this is called hurricane yarn. So one of the reasons I named it a hurricane blanket, the other being we're Floridians and we get a lot of hurricanes. It's the pink coral color. It is from Hobbii. Very squishy, fun yarn. I say this all the time. It reminds me of like a t-shirt yarn. So really fun, really squishy, very soft, really fun to work with. So that's one of my works in progress. It's trying to escape from the table. My second one, which is also a super fun project, is my Mermaid Scales sock. And I'm making a shorty version of the pattern. The pattern is from Love Life Yarn. And it's free. It's on her website. It's not one of the ones on Ravelry. There's a lot of Mermaid Scales patterns, but those are not hers. Hers is only on her website that I can tell anyway. Really fun. This yarn is from my stash. I had knit at least one pair of socks with it before. It is Emma's Practically Perfect sock yarn, and the colorway is called July. I do have some concerns that I might not have enough to do a whole other sock. So I probably will use something different for the toe. I'm a little over halfway through the foot right now. So I probably will use something else for the toe just to try to save myself yarn for sock number 2. I'm not really sure what I will do if I run out of yarn. So I will keep you posted on that. I am using, my trusty 9-inch circulars, my ChowGoo red, I think they're red twist, but red 9-inch circulars. Those are a fixed circular needle. But yeah, lots of fun. The pattern is fun. Next up is my ribbed sock. So if you were around the last few months, you know I knitted a banana sock, which is a heelless sock. And I decided I wanted to knit something similar, but have the entire sock be ribbed instead of just the back part, which is what's ribbed on the banana sock pattern. So there's no heel, there's no gusset pickup, nothing like that. No decreases, nothing. You just knit, 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 and then toe. I will admit, and I think I admitted this last time, the banana sock pattern was meant to be for my middle daughter, and it ended up being for my youngest because they didn't fit her. So I'm going to make sure that I knit these longer. So the ribbed part on the back of that banana sock is what's supposed to stretch and fit. So if that didn't fit on that particular sock, it's not probably going to fit on any other sock that has this ribbing, unless I knit it longer. So I will definitely do that, and hopefully she will receive this pair. The yarn is Bad Sheep yarn, I think, and the colorway is Golden Hour. It's part of a Beach Reads set, and you cannot see it in the camera, but it has flecks of like almost like an aqua, a lime green. So mostly looks like it's white and maybe pea green, but it actually has flecks of other colors. So it's very, very pretty. It's kind of reminiscent of like a sunset sort of, or a sunrise maybe. So those are my ribbed socks. My other project that I have been working diligently on, whoops, I popped off the needle stopper, is my first sweater. I am on sleeve number 1 for this sweater, and it is knitting up nicely. I am on the decreases part of the sleeve. So you knit a decrease round, and then you do like 5 rounds of just straight knitting. Then you do a decrease round, 5 straight knitting. So it has a little ways to go. It looks like it might be, I don't know, maybe halfway done. I've never knit a sweater before, so this is a little bit new territory for me, but I am enjoying it. It does look like a sweater, so that's very exciting. Hopefully it fits. It is for me. It is something I will be keeping. The last work in progress I have is my Bible sweater. And I will just hold that up for you. This is also does not have a pattern. Oh, it looks like I need to pull a little stray there. It is knitting on one side, purling on the other side, and I plan to just kind of attach it to my Bible cover. Again, if you've been around, you know my Bible is flaking. It's like a faux leather, and it's flaking. So I am simply trying to contain that and make it look pretty. That yarn, I think, is also part of the Beach Reads set. I think it's Bad Sheep yarn, but I might be getting that wrong. And this one is called, I forget. I'll have to look up the colorway name, but it's part of that set. It's very fun. It's a sock yarn, and I'm just knitting it. I'm knitting it using my circulars, but I'm knitting flat. Okay, so that is all the knitting for last week. What I read last week. I finished 2 books last week. I loved both of them. I highly recommend both of these. The Road to Tender Hearts was really great. It's about an older gentleman who basically gets left custody of his 2, I guess they would be grand nephew and niece. I don't know. I'm not good with genealogy. But anyways, both of their parents pass away, and so they end up with him. And it's about a journey that he takes with them and one of his daughters. He has 2 daughters, but he takes it with one of them. It's just a really good book. It's heartwarming. It's cute. It's funny. Like, he says some funny things that made me laugh out loud. So I really enjoyed the book. I highly recommend it. It's The Road to Tender Hearts. And then I also finished Yesteryear, which I keep seeing all over Instagram now. So I think people have caught on to it and read it or reading it. Highly recommend. It's about, I guess she's like an Instagram influencer, and they live like a homestead life, so like a very simple life. They run a ranch, I guess. I think they have cattle, and they mostly grow vegetables and things like that. And they have a very big family. I think they end up with like 6 kids or something like that. So it's a very interesting storyline, and there is a twist, which I love a good twist at the end. So highly recommend that. So last but not least is products I'm loving this week. So I don't have it on, but I love Counter has a Sheer Genius conditioning lipstick. So here in Florida, your lips get really dry, even though it's humid. It's, I don't know, it's a thing. So I'm not a big chapstick person. I prefer like a gloss or something like that. So they have a like bear color almost. It's like, I think they call it pearl. So it's almost like just a lip gloss, but it's not highly glossy. So that's another thing. I don't wear a lot of makeup on a day-to-day basis. So I don't want anything dark on my lips because then it looks weird, or glossy because then it looks like I have just put makeup on my lips and not anywhere else, even though I may have a little bit, foundation or whatever. So I highly recommend that. It comes in a bunch of different colors. I do have a darker color that I use when I'm doing like family photos, our professional ones, or my husband and I go out on a date or something like that. I do put it on occasionally, but it's very conditioning. It gives you the color, but it's also like conditioning your lips at the same time. So love those. My ChowGoo 9-inch circulars, I am still loving those. That may make the list every single week. I got these from this, and the other set I have from a Etsy shop. So I typically try to buy through there. Sometimes I get them through Amazon, but I try to buy through the Etsy shop. So last but not least is I am loving my Emma's Practically Perfect sock yarn. I have a couple of her colorways, but the July one is her colorway. It's not from this July. It's from 2 or 3 Julys ago, and I had it in my stash. Like I said, I knitted another pair of socks with it, and so I was trying to get another pair out of it, but I don't know, I'm doubtful. I'm a little worried because I don't think I can get that colorway anymore, and I'd be afraid it wouldn't be similar enough to match, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. Bonus for Emma's yarn. In general, she is a Florida yarn dyer, and I love me some Florida yarn dyers. So she is one of the many in the state that I try to buy yarn from here and again. Try to support my fellow Floridians. So that's everything from my knitting basket and bags, my bookshelf this week. And again, while I didn't didn't bind off any projects, didn't finish anything this week, I did make some pretty good progress on all of these projects, and I read some great books and continued to use the products that I love. So until next week, happy knitting.